it's Apolline here, and I used to do a video that was called the Clan War Recap on different wars that we had, and I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to do this video instead, which is going to showcase all the best and strongest attacks at Town Hall 10, 11, and 12. And I can do focus on specific attacks if you guys want to. Just let me know in the comments if you want me to focus on a specific attack for a video. But I think we'll go ahead and do it that way, and that way we can really showcase these specific attacks and let you guys see exactly the strongest ones and which ones I think are the most feasible for these different town halls. So we'll go ahead and look at the latest clan war that we had, friendly war. If you guys haven't seen my 98% in this war, go ahead and check it out in the previous video. You can see me fail miserably in a live attempt, a fresh hit. But we'll start with Town Hall 10s, and we'll look at some of the attack strategies. This is an old tried and true one, the Falcon attack, which is the mass Falcons coming into the base, kind of like the original, what they used to do with the P.E.K.K.A. Bowler, or what they're doing now with the P.E.K.K.A. Bowler. But back in the day, there was a lot of single Infernos. In fact, multi-Infernos were no such thing. So Falcon was extremely strong because you could send the Valks in. It would take so long for the Inferno Tower to heat up, and by that time, they would crush it and get rid of it. But it's still very good base identification. Using the Queen, take on that AD, and then having the King funnel from 230 all the way around towards the noon type of thing to make sure that those Valks and Bowlers get into the core and stay into the core, because that's the whole point of this attack. And it's really good base identification. I think probably could have used 4 P.E.K.K.A.s instead of the Valks. But I like how fast this attack is with these Valks. They just go so much quicker to bust through these walls under rage. It's just crazy. We've got a baby dragon and I think a Valk and a witch with some archers in the CC, but everything is going really good. Just coming right through the core, drop another rage. We still have another rage saved up and a heal, which will drop a heal right now. And we're pushing through this base incredibly well. Queen still has her ability. We haven't even dropped the slammer yet. That's how powerful this attack is, and we only have 1 air defense up against that slammer, so we'll still keep pushing our way through the base. The healers get the switch to the Valkyries. They take out the King in like 1 swing, and then we can drop that slammer in there with almost nothing to take it out. No single Inferno Towers, no air defenses. And we're going to have to pop the ability of the Queen. I'm not even sure if she makes it out alive. I don't think she will because of that Archer Tower. Probably will snipe her, but let's see which way she turns. Just going the right way. So it was a bunch of Valkyries that have made it on the outside of the base, and there's only 1 defense that's on the inside of the base, which is the Archer Tower. But we can't drop our baby dragon or minion yet because of that 80 is still up. Slammer's going to tank for that. As soon as that goes down, the baby dragon can be dropped. And then we've got the loons in the CC. So this is game over at this point. Really, really nice attack and really quick as well. So that's a great start to our videos or our video. Let's look at number 27 for an air attack. Still one of the strongest in Town Hall 10, 11, and 12. It's just the tried and true Laloon Clonian attack, where you have the E-Dragon loons that you clone. But in this particular attack, Silverstone's going to actually swag the clone. He's not going to get the balloon in that clone, so it's actually swagging. I think it's 3 spell space, if I'm not mistaken, at least. So swagging that, there goes the CC. He's going to drop the clone right on top of that Expo, basically, and then the Slammer is going to hook a left, get out of the way, so the loon is going to go down, and nothing is going to be cloned. So it's really up to that E-Dragon to get the value. We would have gotten probably I don't know, maybe the Expo or the air defense with those loons, maybe even more, especially under rage. So swagging that spell and still getting the 3 star. We haven't dropped our King and Queen. There we go. Taking out some of those trash buildings and then funneling the defenses for his Laloon portion. And the E-Drag is still going pretty strong, taking out that, I think it's going to take out the Tesla before it gets into the air defense range. There we go. And everything's going in at 3:34 o'clock with the Laloon portion. Queen and King are still up. Queen has not used her ability. She'll take out that AD, so it just makes it a little bit better for that Laloon portion. And we're coming from 3 o'clock to 9 around I'm sorry, 3 o'clock to noon all the way towards 9. Dropping a heal for that multi-inferno, actually a set of multi-infernos. and still getting some of the loons in there. And then we were going to freeze that multi just to make sure we can push through. At this point, there are no more air defenses, so we've just got to fight these sweepers. And we've got one full lava hound up, and then we've got a partial lava hound that'll probably pop very, very shortly. And we're just going to have to fight the sweeper around here. But once we do, it's going to be no problem at all. And we still have one more haste, but being very, very patient with that to make sure that we're out of the, or we can get through to that whiz tower pretty quickly, because now there's just point defenses, and point defenses on that amount of loons and almost a full lava hound, or at least half lava hound, is not going to do anything. So there we go. We're just cleaning up the base. We'll fast forward this, but really, really nice La Loon deployment, or really nice patience on that last haste spell to make sure we push through that wizard tower, because that was the only thing we would have had to worry about. Number 25, we're going to look at a mass hog attack. And I mean mass hog. This is like pretty much, on most of your troops, except for some of the funneling here with wizards, and maybe I think a couple on the cleanup. But getting so much value on just the wall wrecker, king, and a couple wizards with the queen behind it. All we really have to do is make our way into that base and get that enemy queen taken out, and then we can focus on our hogs. And we've got a squishy or light CC with a couple baby dragons and an ice golem. But the enemy queen has not gone down yet. We might have to rely on that our queen to take it out. There we go. Still hasn't. There we go. Pop the ability. Finally get that queen, and now we can breathe a little bit easier. Get those hogs going. We only have 4 heals to push these hogs through the base, because we did rage up the core, or the kill squad. But that's okay, because we had a really, really nice funneling job with the defenses, and a couple of those hogs take out that bomb tower, which is actually really good. We didn't have a group of them to bunch up on that bomb tower. So we still have 2 more heals. We're going to heal up at 6 o'clock, and then we're probably going to hold it all the way until the 9 o'clock area, just to see if we can get through that 2 wizard towers, because those are going to be the ones that are going to do a lot of splash damage. There we go. So we're healing through most of both of those splash damages of the splash damage of the wizard towers, and then we drop a poison to take care of those skellies, because skellies do so much damage over time, just picking away at those hogs. And then we look at where we dropped our wizards to make sure that they're all the way across the base from where the hogs are ending up, so we can start taking care of that. And we actually dropped another wizard there at 9 o'clock to take care of that builder hall, and just the rest of the building. So we got 3 right there. Really cool attack, really nice strategy. Let's go to number 24, and we're going to do a minor attack here with a queen walk. And I don't think we have to do any kind of charging with the queen. We've got 2 rages, I think, for the queen, because there's a lot of defense initially on her, and she's got to battle her way through this enemy king as well. But if you look at her walk from 9 or 10 o'clock all the way towards 3 o'clock, there's really nothing in that's going to take out those healers. The ADs are all easily taken out by the queen without having to break into the base. There's a second heal, so we've already used second rage. We've already used 2 rages in the first like half a minute of this attack. So we're doing some funneling with the king at 6 o'clock, and then we've got our miners to go ahead and push in the base with the slammer to help them out. Now the cool thing about this also, and I think there's a hound loon in the CC. This is just game over when you have a loon and a lava hound in the enemy CC. But the cool thing about this is when the queen, if the queen does go down, which I think she does, it's really not a big deal, because you got a healer switch. So those healers will get off the queen that's gone down, and they'll move back on to the miners, which are extremely powerful, because those miners bunch up and the healers just heal them all. So it's just a really, really nice type of strategy for this design of base. The lava hound is just trying to pick off these miners, but it's going to do absolutely nothing. We still have another heal left over, and I think we're a little premature on this heal here. I think we expected the miners to go in. We didn't use it. Okay, it might have been another attack. We're being very patient with that. The queen goes down. Unfortunately, the healers jump on the wizard, which is not going to really help out too much. but it's just fine. We have a whole other heal for all this group of miners, and they only have a couple more buildings to take out. There we go. And working through a giant bomb, and then we're going to get to 3 with that. So really cool attack. Love to see that as well. And let's look. I think we're going to jump into some Town Hall 11s now, and we're going to look at that Laloon Clonian attack. But this time the clone actually does hit. So I believe that the CC is a Lava Hound and Loon, and when you have a Lava Hound and a Loon in the enemy CC, it opens your base up to any type of air attack, Drag Bat, Laloon, Clone Loon, Drag. It opens it up to Mass Miner. It's just so many things. You get so much value with just a Sui kill squad, and taking out the specific portions of the base to make sure that you can get that good funneling for your Laloon deployment. So we've got the king that's tanking, queen is right behind him. Another thing about this base is look how easily accessible that enemy queen is. There we go. It's already queen on queen. Queen pops ability, takes out the enemy queen, and we've got that down. So we didn't have to invest any of our siege, like our wall wrecker or our slammer or anything like that to get into the base. We were able to take out the enemy queen, and we don't have to worry about the CC because the CC is non-air targeting. So really, really good. This is probably a cleanup attack, just seeing how well designed this attack was. But if it was fresh, then even better. But the queen goes down, but now we've got our Laloon portion that we can go ahead and deploy. And the slammer's coming in here with the clone right behind it. So we were going to have a E-Dragon there, drop the clone, drop the rage. There goes the balloons go down with the E-Dragon. And then, so we do have maybe it was a fresh attack. We do have a dragon in there, but the E-Drag will take care of that enemy main dragon, especially under poison. And the poison, I think, will finish it off. There we go. So even so, this would have been even much more easier if it was just a Lava Hound and Loon in there. But we've got our Laloon coming in all the way from 10 o'clock clockwise around towards noon, then towards 3. And we're just holding back a couple of our haste. There we go. We drop our third haste. We have 2 more left, and we're just being very, very patient to make our way through towards the 6 o'clock, push our way towards the Wizard Tower, and then push our way through the Wiz Tower for the Tesla and the Warden. And I think that this is pretty much game over at this point. Where the Warden defense is probably going to be a little bit annoying, but we've got it and we've broken through, and now we can just do a cleanup. So we'll fast forward it, and we'll take care of this. So really nice attack. I'd be interested to see if this was a cleanup or not. Just out of curiosity, if that was a cleanup. No, it was a fresh hit. So very, very nice fresh hit. If it was a Laloon in there, it would have even been simpler. Let's go to number 15. And we haven't seen this attack as much, but we're going to do a queen walk with mass E-Dragons. And I usually see this more successful when the base is a little bit more compact, but we make it work here. We're going to do, I think it's just a queen walk. We're not even going to do a charge at all. Everything is accessible from that queen on the outside. Look at all the air defenses all on the outside. So again, another really good job with base identification, noting that you don't have to invest too much on your queen walk in order to get what you really want. There we go, dropping the rage down, and the queen is just going to walk from noon all the way towards 3 and back down towards 6 o'clock. And we've already dropped all of our E-Drags with the slammer right behind it. We've got a freeze for the air defense, and we didn't hit the Wiz Tower or the queen, but that's fine. We're using the Warden ability to make sure we push through here, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is another Lava Hound Loon in the base. So the queen is never going to trigger that. The E-Drags will take care of that clan castle building itself, so we won't have to worry about that in just a second. And then we... I'm not sure if we don't have another freeze, but we do have a haste for these loons that just popped out. Queen pops her ability, and we're just going to have to take care of the rest of the space. As soon as that last air defense goes down, boom, it's down. Now we only have to worry about SAMs or any kind of traps, because there's really nothing to take out those E-Dragons or that E-Drag. Just one Archer Tower and a multi-Inferno and a Wiz Tower is going to do almost nothing to these E-Dragons. And then the Queen is going to help clean up all the trash buildings and work her way towards the defense. The only two defenses she cannot get at this point is the Wizard Tower and the Inferno Tower, but they do so little damage to E-Dragons that it's not really a big deal. Unfortunately, that one E-Dragon is very, very low health. Let's see what the other one is. Oh, the other one is completely full health. So if we did run into a Sam, that would be the only problem that we would see. But the E-Dragon itself could take out the rest of this base. The Queen is going to help. She's going to start banging on the wall. And the E-Dragon, I think, is going to get to that multi before as she does. So really nice attack. Love seeing mass E-Dragons. It's just not as prevalent anymore as it used to be. Let's go to number 13, and we only have 3 more attacks to look at. And we're going to see Hunter do a mass miner here. And again, when I say mass miner, I mean mass miner. This is 40 miners with a wall wrecker and a ice golem to tank for the Queen. Already starting those miners because I believe this is another Laloon, and it just opened your base so much. So we needed to drop that ice golem to make sure the Queen was getting her value on all those point defenses and making her way around. But we've dropped the poison for the Loon, and then once that's down, I think the Queen will die eventually. So nothing is going to be air targeting to that lava hound. And then we've got, I think we had 6 heals for this, so we've just got to be able to use them at the right points. We still have 2 more heals to go. And we've popped our Queen ability, still completely out of the range of that Lava Hound, which is in the core. And the Wall Wrecker finally goes down, and I think it's got more miners into it. So we've got our max miners coming out of our siege machine, and then we've dropped our last 2 heals. But really, there's nothing to take out. I think this was the attack where I said that other heal was dropped a little preemptively. It's not really catching those miners at that Inferno Tower, but we just have so many miners that are overpowering this base that even that multi-Inferno, it's going to do a lot of damage to a lot of them, but not enough. So, and just seeing my little puppy taking whatever she wants out of the room. And all right, so we'll go ahead and fast forward it as it's just about watching these miners wreck the rest of the base. And then we've got our 3-star. So really cool attack. Like I said, having a Lava Hound Loon in your CC or the enemy CC is just going to open yourself up to so many different types of attacks. And then the last one we're going to look at for 11v11 is a Queen Charge Hog attack. And using wall breakers to make sure that we don't have to use our siege machine, our slammer early to get into the base. Again, another really good base identification, understanding that you can tank for just a couple of defenses and get those wall breakers in and accomplish what you normally have to do with a wall wrecker or a slammer. But the Queen is going to have her healers drop behind in just a second. Want to make sure they're not in range of that AD for too long, if any amount of time. And then I'm not sure what. That Hog was there to tank for the Wizard Tower. That's what it is. And dropping the wall breaker. But the Queen is already in there. We've brought a jump to make our way into the core. The only problem is we have to get past this King right here. And that's not going to be a problem with the Queen under rage. She's going to have to get that Wizard Tower, and I think she's going to step away from the Town Hall, so we don't have to worry about that. King has already done some serious funneling down on the 9 to 6 side, and then we're going to drop a jump right on that core there to make her walk all the way in. We've got a Dragon and an Ice Golem in the enemy CC. Did we drop a poison? Yeah, we dropped the poison in there. So she does. The Queen is just super smart in this attack. She does take out that Eagle Artillery before she focuses on these the CC, which is great because look at that Eagle fires on those healers and takes them almost down to nothing. I think we'll have to pop the ability here for Queen on Queen and make sure we take that. There we go. And then using the Slammer. The Slammer is going to tank for all of these Hogs. I think they're going to start at 6 o'clock. There we go. So there's no air defenses until the end of this base. So that Slammer is going to be up for quite a while, tanking for all those air targeting defenses. Instead of having them a Hog, they'll go focus on the Slammer. And the Slammer has so many hit points. And we still have the Queen that's up without ability, but full health behind those healers and still tanking some of those defenses. So really, really nice timing on this attack as well. And we dropped that final healer there at 3 o'clock, pushing our way through towards the Tesla farm. Slammer is still up, and we finally used the Warden ability, again, just to push that Slammer in just that much more as it's targeted by the air defense. Hogs will take out that air defense, and then they finally go down with more max hogs in the CC. So if we didn't have enough hogs already, we've just added 7 more hogs to this attack with 2 more defenses, one of them being point, the other being splash. I can't even touch them at this point, and nothing's going to stop this attack. I mean, we just have a billion hogs that are making their way through this base, just completely crushing it. At least 10 hogs, I don't even know, maybe even more, maybe 15 or so. So just absolute annihilation of this base. Really nice attack, and love to see that. And then we're going to look at one 12v12, but I didn't put the Bowler P.E.K.K.A. in the 11v11. We had quite a few of them, but I figured if I did it for 11v11, I'll just show you the 12v12. The strategy is almost exactly the same. So Ghost Rider getting work done here with the Bowler P.E.K.K.A. attack with healers. So if you look at the funneling for this, from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock, that whole entire thing from 6:30 till 7 o'clock is the perfect place to get right into the base and keep them into the core and not have them walk out. P.E.K.K.A.'s doing great at 9 o'clock, funneling with a baby dragon right behind it, and then King doing a fantastic job at 6 o'clock, funneling to make sure that we keep those bowlers and P.E.K.K.A.s going into the base. Queen also doing fantastic. Wall Wreckers being dropped there at 7 o'clock and making its way through, opening up some of the walls. We do have 2 jumps. So this one is without bats because we're just going to just annihilate this base. We're going to keep raging up, jumping, raging up, jumping. I'm not even sure that we need to have a heal in this because those healers do so much healing. It's almost like doubling up. But there is a Lava Hound and Loon in this with, I think, a couple of archers. If not, no, I don't remember. But the Queen will come up from the flank and take out all of those pups that were broken. And then we only have to worry about that Giga Tesla or the, whatever it is, the Town Hall, taking out some of those things. But that's fine. We've got raids that we finally dropped. And then the healers will be sniped, I think, by this air defense. So it's really up to these P.E.K.K.A. and Queen to make their way through here. And I think, yeah, she still has ability, so she'll be able to take out that Town Hall, popping the ability, and then there's no bomb damage that will hit anything because nothing's in that core area or that Town Hall area. So it's really about these P.E.K.K.A.s walking around the outside. The only thing we're going to struggle with is this Wizard Tower right here at 3 o'clock because it is not reachable by the P.E.K.K.A.s. And I think, I don't think we have 1 wizard, but unless that wizard stays out, or 2 wizards and stays out of the splash damage, they'll be able to take that. I'm not even sure they would reach it. The Queen will be able to reach it. I'm not sure a wizard would be able to reach it. But we'll go ahead and fast forward this up 2 times just to see the rest of this attack. So the P.E.K.K.A.'s tanking everything for the Queen and the wizards. There we go with the splash damage I was talking about, and I think the Queen does take out the Wiz Tower. Perfect. And that's all she wrote. Those Teslas aren't going to do anything against 3 full P.E.K.K.A.s. And then we've got our 3-star. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this different format. I just like focusing on specific attacks and getting better at each one of them. So hopefully you guys will do the same thing and enjoy it. If you want to see specific attacks featured, let me know and I can do a video on each specific attack or whatever your guys are struggling with, or you want to see the mechanics-based identification for those attacks. And hopefully you guys can practice this. Go get your 6-star Clan Wars and those 3-star attacks.